The Scene projects are brought to you by these fine sponsors: Cliff Avenue Upholstery and Restoration, Chevy Girl Advertising and Booking, Sunny Radio, and SiouxFallsPodcast.com.
Well, hello and welcome into a very exciting episode of The Scene. I am your host, Bubba Startz, and with me today is my good buddy, Cory Waller. Cory, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing really good. Thanks for having me.
Wow, this is great, man. You just happen to be in my hometown for the Wild West Songwriters Festival. That's good timing.
Good time to be out here.
Yeah, hell, it's a great time to be out here. So, Cory, I know some of our fans know you, but why don't you give us a little background? Who is Cory Waller?
Just a small town kid. Grew up in northwest Iowa. I live with my wife and 3 kids, 2 dogs, and about 5 cats on a little acreage outside of Lytton, Iowa. I play in a band called Cory Waller and the Wicked Things with 4 of my best friends.
And that's pretty cool. You guys got a killer sound. My wife and I, we are huge fans. We're also members of the Midwest Country Music Organization together as well. Cory, you guys won an award last year. What was it?
We won Song of the Year for our song Body Aches.
God damn, that's got to be cool, huh?
It was a good feeling, actually. It took a little while to really sink in, but yeah.
That was such a cool weekend, man. It was my introduction to the organization, and I'm sure for you as well a little bit. Still getting used to it. I know you guys have been in the org for a little bit longer now, but it's an amazing, amazing thing. And then you get to come and see even more of your friends and to meet people outside of the org at an event like this. Can you talk about kind of what it's like to be part of a group, but then to come and be part of a larger group here as a songwriter then, right?
For me, it's just kind of felt like widening the circle.
Right.
You know, it's like I met people last night and today who are, I mean, they're just as qualified to be org members as anybody, but like I played with a gal from Billings, Montana today, Jenna Greenwell. And, yeah, it's like, you know, finding old friends in new places, you know?
Yeah, so. I like the way you put that. Well, on that note, I think we should get to some music, Cory.
All right.
You're going to play us one off the new album, or are you going to play some old stuff first?
I'll play an old one first.
There we go.
This one, when I'm not doing music, they let me go out and be a construction worker. And I don't mean like a real-life construction worker. I don't swing a hammer or nothing. But I'm a painter by trade is what I do. So I get to meet a lot of like blue-collar people. And yeah, they were just real salt-of-the-earth people, and got me thinking one day, looking at my dad, looking at my son, looking at me, seeing my face in both of them, and their faces in me and stuff, and just kind of how a lot of men in this world just kind of move through life. So this song's called In a Rut. I ain't a man on fire or a big-time riser, another day older and a little less wiser, squeezing this blood from a stone. When I drink till the money's all gone, spent most of my life somewhere in the middle, deserve more or less than a little by little. Same shit every day, always gonna be this way. All back and always looking up, that's a man in a rut. Well, the wheels are spinning and the dream is dead. I go from home to work to the bar and then home to bed. Everybody's taking what I've been given. You ain't seen the way I'm living, so I think I'll drink until I see daylight. And cash is king. When I come back around, it don't mean a damn thing. Ain't a man on fire or a big-time riser, another day older and a little less wiser, squeezing this blood from a stone. When I drink, it's till the money's all gone. Spent most of my life somewhere in the middle, deserve more or less than a little by little. Same shit every day, always gonna be this way. I'm a back man, always looking up. Hey, that's a man in a rut. Well, the house is empty and the kids are gone. house or home. Telephone calls with no replies. Same voice recording. Maybe I'll catch you next time. Days roll on, one by one until I see them all gone. Ain't a man on fire or a big time riser. Another day older and a little less wiser. Squeezing his blood from a stone. When I drink, till the money's all gone. Spent most of my life somewhere in the middle. Deserve more or less than a little by little. Same shit every day, always gonna be this way. I'm back and always looking up. It's a man in a rut. Yeah, that's a man in a rut. Well, there's different points of view. Oh, but it's hell what you get used to. Ain't a man on fire or a big time riser. Another day older and a little less wiser. Squeezing his blood from a stone. With drinks till the money's all gone. Spent most of my life somewhere in the middle. Deserve more or less than a little by little. Same shit every day, always gonna be this way. I'm back and always looking up. It's a man in a rut. That's a man in a rut. Whoa, that's a man in a rut.
Wow! Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's hard for me to sit up here and not sing along.
Ronley's got catchy guitar parts.
Oh, my goodness, does he ever. I can't wait to see that man. I cannot wait to see that man. Good stuff. I think you're a brilliant songwriter, Cory. I'm a huge fan, man. And I was recounting the story to you earlier today, driving home from Sioux Falls to my little town of Tyndall, South Dakota, and listening to you guys and getting to know you and getting to know the band as a group, right? You know, you all are your own people, but when you're all together, you're a fucking super group, you know?
Yeah,
and
thank you.
and getting to know it and getting to call you a friend, it's real special to me, man. So thanks for coming and sharing some songs with us, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. So you got a new album.
We do.
God damn. Tell us a little bit story. So you guys, you recorded one, last year, right?
We actually have put 2 of them out officially in 2024.
Okay, right. So what was the first one you guys released earlier this year?
The first one was The Way I'm Living, and that was one that we did all on our own, basically, just to get it mixed and mastered. We sent it down to a studio. All the recording we did ourselves.
That was awesome.
Yes.
That was awesome. And you did some of that recording. So is this new one the one that you guys did in the house all together then?
This is the one we wrote in the house all together, and then we went down to Des Moines and tracked it.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about going and writing the songs. I know we talked about it on the podcast before, but it bears repeating.
Yeah, we're kind of notorious for doing this now, but we'll go and lock ourselves away in like a house for a weekend or whatever. And we got real lucky when we wrote the album Redfield. We did it in Redfield, Iowa, and we rented an Airbnb kind of on the outskirts of town. And luckily we got like a blizzard that weekend and got snowed in. And the only time we could get out was to go to the bar at night. You know, that's the kind of blizzard that was. But we did get a lot of snow that weekend. But we really wanted to go to the bar, too. And it was awesome. But, yeah, we ended up writing 10 songs that weekend, and that is the album Redfield. So we were very prolific that weekend for some reason.
Yeah, hey, man, there's something about it. When you guys get together, it's magic, man. This new record is great. I encourage everyone to go on to Spotify and find Cory Waller and the Wicked Things and to listen to it and to love it. You're going to fall in love with Emily Johnson. I'll tell you that right now.
Absolutely.
I tease you guys all the time online that the name of the band should be Emily Johnson and the Wicked Drunks, but...
Well, it definitely feels weird to be out here and singing a lot of these songs without her because she's such everybody's important in this band, but like for the singing aspect of a lot of these songs, like we do like a lot of duet stuff and
as
songs
a writer,
that she sings.
As a writer as well, right? I mean, she's co-writing on these songs as well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can feel it, right? Yeah. The woman's point of view in these songs, and big fan of Steal a Car. Just She's a great songwriter too.
Yeah.
She's a little shyer than you are, though. I've been trying to court her and get her on the podcast, but she's like, well, get the guys on. Get the guys on.
Yeah, it's like the strange part for me is like since like basically like I wrote the majority of Steal a Car, and Em was helping me out with like I was like we need another verse or a bridge or something, and she had sent me I was like 2 verses or something that like we kind of like chopped up and made into that bridge part. But since we got to Redfield with that, like I have not ever sung that song by myself. So to come back out here, I had to like learn. I'm like, okay, well, because we were jacking the key around, to make it work for her.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, like I have to not suck while we sing this. Out here, it's like,
yeah.
This is a great. I think
it's a great song.
Yeah,
no, it's a great song. You
but
can
it's
say
like,
that.
How do I not screw it up?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, because she's puts herself into it, even though you wrote the words. And that's what I mean about you guys being a super group is that nobody cares who wrote what or whatever. It's you're a real band, right?
Yeah.
A real organism on its own. And yes, you're all super talented in your own rights, but when you get together, it's magic, man. That's it. You gonna play us a new one now?
You want to do Steal a Car?
Do
just
it
while we're there.
Yeah, because I've never heard it by Cory Waller.
Since 2009, Cliff Avenue Upholstery and Restoration has been a one-stop shop for everything auto and upholstery restoration in Tea, South Dakota. Their experienced staff are ready for any project and treat your prized ride like it were their own. Their dedication comes from their passion for restoring vehicles and providing the highest quality results time and time again. So if you got a classic sitting in the shop that you don't have the time for but want to see it shine again, or you're an experienced gearhead and need custom work done on your latest project, from seats to paint, call Cliff Avenue Upholstery and Restoration, 605-335-6066, or visit cliffave.com. That's CLIFFAVE.com. Chevy Girl Advertising and Booking is the first point of contact for any artist looking to play in Sioux Falls. Their experienced staff can also help your small business find its way in the era of digital marketing, helping you achieve your social media goals. Chevy Girl Advertising and Booking is here to serve our community at the scene. Get a hold of Tasha and the crew at chevygirl-ab.com. That's chevygirl-ab.com. Tasha is the host of the Songwriter Showcase at the Den at 909 North West Avenue in Sioux Falls every Thursday. So join Tasha and the crew every Thursday at the Den in Sioux Falls for the Songwriter Showcase presented by The Scene Projects.
Talking about. That's my guy, Cory Waller. Welcome in. Hey, guys.
We're doing a podcast.
How you doing? Yeah, we're live. No, you're all good. You can hoot and holler all you want to. This is the Songwriter Showcase. Cory's pulling the trifecta. He's been a guest on the interview show. The band has been featured on Love Noise, and now here you are. Got to take advantage.
Yeah.
Of course, my recorder died about halfway through that song, but now I got it plugged in, so we figured it out.
Hell yes.
That was great,
They
man.
missed the high note then, thank God.
Yeah. No, that sounded great, man. I love it. There's so much passion in what you guys do, and I think that's why you're so successful, right?
Yeah.
Like why the band works is the passion that you guys all have.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Great song.
Thank you so much.
So you said that came to Redfield with you. So that one's been around for a little bit, or
So like I think I had shoulder surgery in when did I have shoulder surgery? Now my wife's here, so no, my second one. Yeah. It was in like December or something, wasn't it? And I was laid up and not supposed to be doing anything, but like I've managed to get my arm around a guitar.
Yeah.
And I told the story today at the round, like what I really wanted to do was to write a song. I had this idea for a song for him. Like after kind of coming off of like Body Aches, like I was like, oh, I want to have something fun or like cool for her to do. So I had an idea for the song like Runaway kind of thing, and it was like, if you're feeling free, you could run with me. Find out where you're going, it's right where I want to be. Right, and then I got real bored of writing that song, and so I just kind of started strumming around, and then like I was kind of messaging with Robert Deitch the same day.
Okay.
And like, so I think I sent him the like, I think I had like some of the chorus, and it sounded a lot different, but I got to the part where it was like, for some reason, like when I was writing, you just say like, if you steal a car, we'll run away, and I was like, there's something about that to me, like
right,
because like my first thought was like, you ever heard of that song Modern Day Bonnie and Clyde?
I have not.
By Travis Tritt, and he's just like, we were sitting at a truck stop out on Highway 41, and like basically the song is like, she just knocked over a gas station, and she hops in this guy's car and like makes him an accessory to a crime. So like in this song for me, like she's telling him like, if you steal a car, we'll run away because we as guys are just dumb schmucks and we'll do anything, right? Yeah. So like to me that was like, now when people hear that song or not, whether they think that like, but that's like what I'm like when I wrote that, like I was like texting.
It's almost a dare, right? It's almost a dare.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll run away with you if you go steal that car. It's cool.
There's no like, the whole song is a daydream. Like that's the point of view of the song. Is like it's like I imagine like she's sitting there and she's just like, man, we could get out of here, and if you steal a car, we run away.
Yeah. Well, and you believe it when M sings it.
Yeah.
You believe the whole story.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker. That's the one that got me, man.
Yeah. Thank God that cut off, so you didn't have to hear me sing.
That's my favorite part about taking these songwriter showcases back and getting any of them. Now, actually, in Sioux Falls, I'm not even hosting. My friend Tasha is hosting all the episodes up there, so I'm not even hearing these. I'm listening to it on the backside as they're coming through the editing bay, and that's been really fun, too, and getting to know all these new songwriters and getting to know these songs, man. It's cool to be someone who has taken pride in songwriting my whole life, to meet a bunch of other people that care about their music like I care about mine. That means something to me. So to have this show now where we just share it all the time and we get to put it out there and to talk about everybody else and to share all these beautiful songwriters with people, it's great, man. It's great. It's a pleasure. So you have one that's one of my favorites. I can't remember the name of it because I'm not real good with song names. Is it called You Know It? You'll Know It?
Oh, man. What? Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
This is a great song.
$13 in an air guitar and my daddy's vinyl on. Tom Petty's running down a dream and I was singing right along. And now that day we drove downtown, Daddy finally broke down to pick out my first guitar. Said, I think I got a good one, it plays like it should. And Daddy just bought me the stars. He said, take it up, take it in, let it sink down through your skin to your soul, watch it grow. Turn this boy into a man. You'll find a love that'll never end, thinking that your world just stopped and took off in a moment. When it feels good in your hands, you'll know it. $17 in a pickup truck, I'm headed down to the lake. Got a pretty girl sitting on the front seat with a six-pack and a moonlit date. And that night by the bonfire, she was mine and I was hers. Said, I think I got a good one, it feels like it should, but I'm wrapping her up in my arms. She said, take it up, take it in, and let it sink down through your skin into your soul. Watch it grow. To a man, you'll find a love that'll never end, thinking that your world just stopped and took off in a moment. When it feels good in your hands, you'll know it. 29 in a hospital room, and we've been up most of the night. Spent 9 months waiting on a miracle, and it's almost time. And that, oh man, I haven't played this song in a long time, Bubba.
Really?
I'm dead serious.
Oh my God.
I stand back and I thank the Lord for my family of 3. Said I think you got a good one, it feels like it should. She handed our son to me. She said, take him up, take him in, and let it sink down through your skin to your soul, and watch him grow. And turn this boy into a man. You'll find a love that'll never end, thinking that your world just stopped and took off in a moment. When it feels good in your hands, you'll know it. When it feels good in your hands, you'll know it. Yeah, sorry about that. I haven't played this in a long time. Thank you.
I don't mind one bit. I don't mind. I think it's a shame that you're not playing it that often. I think it's a great song. The whole premise of it, right? The whole, like, getting your first guitar. I feel that, right? As a guitar player, I'm like, oh, yeah, man. Telling my story, you know, having kids, having a wife, having all these things. Yeah, it's relatable.
Yeah,
That's why I like your music, and especially for me, because you're talking to me. You're telling my story, you know, and a lot of these. So
that one's a lot of firsts. That one came pretty quick and pretty easy.
Right.
So.
Well, and that's what I think. You're a really good conduit for these songs. You're very good at letting them kind of flow through you, and I admire that about you, man. That's why you got a bunch of great songs in your catalog.
Yeah, and I got a lot
of
good friends,
force
and
it,
co-writers.
Yeah, you got some talent around you. That's for damn sure.
So it just makes stuff easier, you know. Like if they'll tell me if I'm not doing a good job.
Right. Well,
and they
if
help
it needs
co-write
work,
a ton of these songs.
You guys
too,
trust
so.
each other.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
that, hey, I think we can do this here, or I think this lick, and, you know, obviously having, you know, the guys in the band that I'm sure add all of their own influence, right? Emily adds that influence. Like, it's cool, man. I love what the Wicked things are, right? But also I love who you are as a songwriter. I mean, that's where it starts, Cory, is that you got some beautiful songs, and that's why these people, these beautifully talented people, will follow you around, and will continue to follow you around until the wheels fall off.
Kidnap them and shove them in a van every week.
That's all right. I heard you was in Nashville. What the hell are you doing here?
Well, you know.
Yeah. Have guitar well travel.
Yeah,
What's next, Cory?
I'll play something that I haven't played on this trip yet. So I wrote this song in Redfield. I didn't know I was going to write it for my daughter, and then I just wrote it for my daughter. I'm out here in the night trying to catch lightning from the sky. Twisters ripping through the heartland, and she's standing in the eye. I'm on the other side, far from a calm, gentle breeze, and we feel so far apart in conditions such as these. 'Cause she's a storm, heavy winds, hurricanes without a warning, coming in over the plains. There ain't a siren in this town. She roll in and tear you down, 'cause she's a storm. I knew her from before, yeah, I knew her from a child. I watched her walk, I watched her run, barefoot with a half-toothed smile. She always left a path a half a mile wide. On the other side, the weather's warm. Yeah, 'cause she's a storm. Yeah, she's a storm. Heavy winds, hurricanes without a warning, coming in over the plains. There ain't a siren in this town. Yeah, she roll in and tear you down. She's a storm. There's never a disguise for the echoes in the night. If you hear them once, You'll hear 'em every time, 'cause she's a storm. Yeah, she's a storm. Yeah, she's a storm. Heavy winds, hurricanes, without a warning. Coming in over the plains, there ain't a siren in this town. She roll in and tear you down. She's a storm. Yeah, she's a storm. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Wrote it for my daughter.
Yeah?
Didn't know I was going to write it for my daughter, but
No.
just kind of ended up there. So.
That's what I mean about being a conduit, that you just, the song will strike and you're willing to follow that and to figure out what the song is about. We don't always know.
Emily got to watch me figure out that song was for my daughter, and like the minute I figured out, I just like, with what we do, and you know this, like you spend a lot of time away from people, and particularly that weekend had spent a lot of time away from my family. And like as soon as I figured out it was about her, like just bawled.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, I went and like locked myself in my room at the house in Redfield, and then like I think I texted my wife, and I was just like, this is tough, you know, like, but I knew like that song. That one's for me. I don't care. That one's for me on the album. So.
Yeah, I got a couple of those too, buddy. I got a couple of those too. Well, you having fun here in Deadwood?
So far, so good.
This is my hometown. What do you think?
This is not my first time to Deadwood. This is
No?
my first time playing in Deadwood.
Okay.
My first time to Deadwood comes along with an interesting story.
All right. Well, we're here for the stories, Cory. Let's hear it, buddy.
Oh my gosh. Well, I came here with my my dad and my ex stepmom. When I was like 22 or 23, they've been together for like 15 years. They probably appreciate the fuck out of me telling this story. But they've been together for 15 years, and they brought us all out here, and we went on a hot air balloon ride, and I knew that he was gonna like finally, I had 15 years, propose to her, right? And so we do a hot air balloon ride, and we land, and they get the champagne out, you know, and like my dad proposes to her, and she quotes Bob Marley, and then like a month later they get married. And then 15 days later, they got divorced. So that's what I remember about. That's what I remember about South Dakota. So.
Where relationships go to die.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, but that was beautiful, you know, champagne, and she said some song about Bob Marley or something, and then they got divorced. So, fuck Bob Marley. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
And that's why we record everything. You never know what you're going to get.
Ain't that shit that killed Bob Marley? Yeah. That's just gorgeous.
Where are we going now, Cory?
I don't know. To a tuner real quick. Got any advertisements you want to do real quick?
Nah, yeah, we could probably squeeze some in here. I can always edit it out on the backside. Shout out some other musicians in the house. Colin Donnelly's here as well, playing at the Wild West Song Fest this weekend. You're part of the Regional Songwriter Competition as well, Colin? Yeah, it's a weird thing, right? I have like 17 friends that are involved in this competition, and it's like, well, as long as I can vote for everybody, I guess I'm okay.
They do let you vote for you can only vote for everybody once a day.
Yeah, well, I'm voting for everybody twice then. Once each day. That's how I roll. Yeah, me too.
Rochambeau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
I did this one earlier today, and it was a lot of fun. I haven't done this one again in a long time because it's another Emily song. This was the song of the year at the CMOs this year.
What a moment, huh?
Yeah,
I remember it very clearly. I'm sure it's all ingrained in your guys' mind, but I remember that whole section exploding when it was you guys, and that was the first time where I was like, oh, I like these people. I like this crew, and y'all got up on stage, and I was like, I really like these people. And we had met at Jam Night the night before and spoken a little bit, but yeah, to just see all the emotion, all the work you guys put into this, and to be waiting on pins and needles for that drop, and to have that envelope open, and to hear your name called, man. Come on, we're not in sports. We don't get to live those championship moments. That's our moment.
And like it took me a couple days and maybe even a couple weeks to like process a lot of things, because when it first happened, like Danny read the thing and he was just like, he's like, body aches, like he did, and then like I just sat there. I was just like, he didn't even say anything. Like he just sung something, but I wasn't listening. I wasn't like, and then all of a sudden like everybody shot up around me, and I was like, oh, like, all right. And then like going back and like watching the video and seeing like the dudes in our bands reacting, and then like our friends and other bands like reacting to and I was just like,
yeah, it wasn't just you guys. It was that whole section of the building just went crazy. And I was, we're fairly new. I had just signed up for the org in February. So by the end of April, we hadn't got a chance to meet. We had met Brad and had some things with him, but we didn't really know anyone. And it was a really great introduction to just sit back and be like, well, who are the people within the org, right? A big organization like this, several hundred members, right? You're not going to get to know every single person as much as, as the next. So we were kind of there scouting our friends, We're like, well, who do we want to be friends with in this? And after that moment, it was like, well, I want to fucking party with these guys.
Yeah. And like,
and now we're friends on Snapchat. I know I want to party with y'all.
And I texted Danny a couple weeks later, and I was like, it had to be you, man. Like that will live in my deep in my life.
So are you guys good friends? Are you and Danny good friends?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a fellow Iowan, Iowegian.
Right. Yeah, I know he's from your guys'
and
area.
Like,
so
over the years, like we kind of run the same circuit and like now become really good friends. So yeah, and I just texted him. I was like, it had like, of course it was you up there, like it had to be. And I was just like, I'll remember like now it's like that lives like in a part of my brain. That's just like when he sang that, and like I don't know, it was just like that was the coolest thing.
That was a moment, man. That's what the award show is for, right? It's not about the awards, it's about those moments that can fuel you into another album or another, those moments are what we live for. So glad we all got to share that together. That was a really cool one.
So this is kind of what I guess, like I said that night, I wrote this song sitting in the back of a tractor. Emily and I had talked that week. She was kind of going through a rough patch. And I wrote this song without a guitar and then just kind of brought it to band practice, and then it just really figured itself out. But basically this is like, this is what it sounds like when I do it, I guess. Heart, I got a heart. And the soul of a body left burning ever since it fell apart. I got eyes that see every piece, every part, light or dark, near or far in between. Now my lungs on fire, my spirit's weak. There was love, now it's lost, all alone here in the dark, I'm losing sleep. Now my body aches for the feeling of the love we used to make. How much can you take when you want what you want and you know you'll never get to say how could have been the love that we were in if we had a stone's throw away. Now my body aches. Dead flowers on a windowsill, empty bottle on the floor with the pain it couldn't kill. I should quit, but I just can't quit. I never could put you down, a flecking ashes on the ground, and that was it. Now I'm way too high, don't ever really want to come down. It's getting way too hard not to take everything I'm feeling right now. Now my body aches for the feeling of the love we used to make. How much can you take when you want what you want and you know you'll never get to say how it could have been? Love that we were in keeps me at a stone's throw away. Now my body aches, now my body aches. Now my body aches for the feeling of the love we used to make. How much can you take when you want what you want and you know you'll never get to say how it could have been? Loving we were in, like a stone's throw away. Now my body aches, now my body aches, now my body aches, now my body aches.
I've been singing all the guitar licks in my head this whole time, too. Thank God you don't have to hit the high notes, huh?
Yeah, I tried doing some of them earlier today.
Yeah?
It didn't go so good, so I just decided
I
I was
left all mine back east, too, buddy. Good fun. Well, how nice to have good friends here, to have your wife here, who I have never met before. So glad to meet you. And, yeah, one of the bandmates, I was afraid nobody was going to make the trip, but I'm glad to see you. This is my hometown. We're going to have some fun, buddy. Yeah. Well, Cory, I better let you go, man. You got a busy, you got a busy day. You played some songs for us. I really appreciate that. You played all my favorites.
Hell yeah.
Everybody, that's Cory Waller. You can find Cory Waller and the Wicked Things all over online. If you see him in your town, go see him, and we'll see you next time on The Scene.
Thanks for listening. Remember to follow The Scene Projects on all your social media channels and get even more content at thesceneprojects.com.
No other to pour that love on me like water. Got an ocean full of love that's made for two.